Chapter 4. The Major Occultation. After the year 329 Hijri, when the major occultation commenced, the special deputation of Imam Zaman alayhi salam terminated. If anybody claims during the major occultation to be a mediator and a deputy, then according to the declaration of Imam Zaman alayhi salam himself, that claimer is a liar. In the holy Imam's traditions, the purpose of Imams going into occultation is compared to the sun being behind the clouds, yet being a source of vitality and life for the living creatures. Likewise, while the Imam alayhi salam is behind the curtain of occultation, he is still a source of existence and remaining of the world. Muntakhabul Asar by Lutfullah Safiqul Paigani, Section 2, Chapter 29. He asked Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, how will people benefit from the hidden proof in occultation? He alayhi salam replied, they will derive benefit in the same manner as they derive benefit when the sun is behind the clouds. During the major occultation, many people have had meetings with His Eminence Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam and have managed to meet him, but none of them have claimed to be able to see him or to represent him, because only the four special deputies of the Imam had the honor of meeting with His Eminence whenever they wished. Some of the names of these fortunate persons who have had the honor of meeting the Imam alayhi salam are mentioned in authentic books. Among these personalities are Allama Hilli, a famous scholar and a rhetorian of the Islamic world; Muqaddas Ardabeli, the most pious person and the most knowledgeable jurist of his time; Sayyid ibn Taus, a pious and virtuous narrator; Sayyid Behrul Ulum, a distinguished scholar; and other great notable figures in Islam. Yes, they saw Imam alayhi salam with their own eyes, and their hearts were filled with the faith of Imam al-Asr, and with sympathetic explanations they informed others about their meeting with His Eminence. As an example, we can examine part of the will of Sayyid ibn Taus, which he wrote to his son in the year 650 Hijri. In his own words, he explained to his son, implying the truth of the matter without claiming to have perceived him. O my son, if success in discovering the truth and mysteries has been granted to you, then I will inform you regarding Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam in such a way that you will never have any doubt, and you will not need intellectual proofs and recorded traditions, because His Eminence is certainly alive and exists, and as long as merciful Allah does not allow him to plan events, he is excused from revealing and declaring his workings. And this matter is not exclusively to him, but was usual among many prophets and their successors. Then you must know with confidence and consider it as your faith and creed, and know that the insight of your father into his eminence is brighter than his knowledge of the world. Kashful Hujjah by Sayyid ibn Taus, Section 75, page 74. The honor of seeing Imam Zaman alayhi salam was not exclusive to some special Shiite scholars only, but many devout and illiterate people have also had this honor. We are completely amazed when we see people who at one time used to commit sinful and indecent acts, but who after their repentance and after having their hearts filled with love for Imam Zaman alayhi salam also had an opportunity to meet him, and among them were also our Sunni brothers. One of the Sunni brother was Hassan Iraqi, who lived a life of immorality when he was young. One day, He suddenly awoke from the slumber of headlessness and asked himself, "Was I created to commit these evil deeds?" Then he left the immoral place he was in and went directly to the mosque. By chance, a preacher there was speaking about Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Iraqi's fully disturbed soul turned into a heart flaming with enthusiastic love for the Imam alayhi salam. Henceforth, he invoked Allah after every prayer to give him the opportunity to seeing the living Imam. Finally, his prayers were answered, and for 7 days and nights he learned the path of salvation in His Eminence's presence. Thereafter, this man became known as one of the great scholars in Islam. Abdul Wahab Sharani, one of the great Sunni scholars and the original relator of this anecdote, used to call him by the title, My Great Master, Sheikh Iraqi. Kashful Astar by Haj Mirza Hussain at Tabarsi, Section 1, page 18. During the major occultation, letters were issued by His Eminence to individuals and great scholars of Islam. In those letters, new difficult problems were solved and necessary guidance was given. Among these letters, there was one issued in the year 410 Hijri, praising a distinguished scholar of Islam, Muhammad ibn Muhammad bin Nauman, also known as Sheikh Mufid. Sheikh Mufid has enjoyed a special rank for his knowledge and devoutness, and that letter was an acknowledgement of his efforts and worthy services. Even after the passing of many centuries, people still admire him with honor and respect. The importance of this letter indicates the awareness of the Imam of the mistakes and the immoral actions of some of the Shiites, and at the same time, it gives hope in the purpose of his existence. We are well informed of your affairs, and none of them is hidden from us. We are aware of the problems which have occupied you, from the time you found pleasure and kept committing indecent deeds which your predecessors had avoided. We are aware from that time when your predecessors broke the covenant made with them, as if they knew not about it. We will not neglect or forget you, lest calamity and troubles fall on you, and enemies have the opportunity to overpower you. Therefore, remember Allah and fear Him. Biharul Anwar by Allama Majlisi, Volume 53, page 175. The valuable writings of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam during the major occultation are the most important guidelines for his followers. These writings can be referred to in authentic Shiite books. However, we are now passing through a very sensitive period in the major occultation. In Islamic traditions, when the subject of the occultation of the 12th Imam alayhi salam is discussed, reference is made to the complex nature of this divine test. In this divine test, sincere and faithful Shiites are distinguished from others and becomes as pure and pure gold. Ghaibat-e-Nomani, page 107. In Islamic traditions, a comparison is drawn between the sincere faith of Shiites and the faith of a few followers of Prophet Nuh who remained faithful despite their very difficult test, and who, by boarding the ark with Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, were saved from the deluge. Therefore, blessed are those who have passed this divine test. We hope to be among their rank.